I said I didn't want to do moving parts, and we are not doing moving parts because we got more Subaru promo models. These are from Diecast Car Group a while ago and over multiple packages. I just never got a chance to show them, and I did the first wave of them that he sent me, but I never got to these ones. So let's do it, and I'll put them all on that little shelf over there, which there probably is not enough room. And we'll start with these newer ones. Here, we'll do the Forester second, but we'll do the Outback. These are the newer models they sent me, but they also gave me some of the older ones. And you know what, it would make sense to do the older ones first, but I don't have an example of any of these. I already have examples of the new ones. I know how they are, so that's why we'll start with those. And let me grab the Outback and the Forester, because we'll park them together. I think with the older waves, they did one of each model, but I think with the newer ones, they did 2 colors of each. So there was 2 colors of the Outback and then 2 colors of the Forester, and they're both Forester Sports. Actually, yeah, they are. Now, I don't know what happened to this line. I don't know why it all of a sudden stopped, because it's been a while. Maybe the contract ran out with the manufacturer that was doing these. I have no idea. Subaru, for some reason, did not want to renew it. Possibly. So, very interesting. I don't know if, because these are the newer ones, I don't know if they're still in production. But we'll start with the Outback here. Which I think this is the same packaging as that one. Let's just pop it open. They fit in there very snug. So now these are, I think, the same castings. Just different trim levels. Yeah, the same casting. So we'll take a look at this one. Is a gunmetal gray. You got the black trim on the front. Silver trim. Very legible Subaru badge. A lot of silver trim on this one. Yeah, more so than this one. Oh, never mind. It did have it around the grill. I don't know why I couldn't see it on the grill. I do like the green. Looks good with the black. So does the gray. Headlights. This one does have chrome rims, though. Well, this one, they're just blacked out. Silver trim around the windows. And then you got your flat black trim on the pillars. Mirror. Does that have silver paint on the mirror? Yeah, that's reflective paint on the mirror. I don't know if I've ever noticed that. This one doesn't have it. Actually, I can't tell now, because that might just be because, I mean, it looks reflective, but that might actually be because the paint isn't as thick there. Yeah, that's still the paint. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because I looked at that one and it was still green, but it was giving the same effect. It's just the color that's throwing me off. Okay, we're gonna have problems with this focusing now, aren't we? Outback on the door there. You got the roof rack. Taillights look really good. I like the black. I like that they got all the detail in there. Even if it's just a little basic like Tomica, at least they got all the color in there. Outback. You got symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love the black trim. I really want to see some of the newer Subarus, like the Outback, in this line, like the redesigned ones, because they should take it and run with it before other brands do it. Because Matchbox, you know, they're very what's the word? Spontaneous. They'll just do like whatever. They'll pull something out of left field, and if they do a brand new Subaru, then they're losing their shot with this line. And of course, other brands might do. Not many brands do Subarus in general, let alone newer Subaru. So I don't know what other brand would. Tomica? They could do the Crosstrek, because the only reason I see them doing the Crosstrek because it's been such a prime marketing vehicle in Japan with the new generation for 2024. I mean, that was the main vehicle in their 50 years of all-wheel drive video, and that was for Japan. So that would be the one that I think Tomica would do. I mean, they did the WRX and the BRZ already, but other than those two, the Crosstrek would be the one that I foresee them doing the most. But they also do the Forester a lot, so they could do the new Forester too. I don't know if they get the Wilderness in Japan. That would be pretty cool for Tomica to do the Wilderness. I would love to see a Wilderness in this line too. So much potential, and they're just not running with it. And of course, another brand's going to beat them to it, and then all of a sudden they'll do it, and it won't be as special. I don't know, but this brand also has its own charm to it, whatever this brand is. They're kind of similar to Tomica, but not the same. Here is the Forester Sport. Of course, the black one was the Sport as well. I don't know. I think I like the white better as the Sport, only because it brings out all the black trim a lot more, because this one being all black is kind of... It looks like it's missing something, even though it's not. But the white with the black trim, it pops so much more, and it is a pearl white. I'm a sucker for pearl white. That grill looks awesome. That's so clean. It's so clean. Subaru badge, headlights. There's your grills at the bottom there. Flat black trim with the little orange trim. For Sport, which it's very sporty, very sporty. I don't know, I like it as an appearance package, but I don't think the Sport does much. You got your white mirror, you got your black trim around the entire windows, even the pillars, roof racks. I love these taillights in the Forester, and I'm glad they kept them similar on the new generation. The front end, let's not talk about that. I mean, it's fine on this one. But on the new generation, it's not. But I do like, and especially on the Forester Sport with this black trim on the back here, that kind of interchanges with the taillight. Looks so good. Forester Sport. Subaru. You got your markers on the bumper here. And then you got your single exit exhaust, which for some reason they make it look like it should have a dual exhaust. And that's how the real car is too. And it's really annoying because I don't think the Forester has had a dual exhaust since my generation. My third generation, I think, was the last one that had a dual exhaust, because I don't think they ever did a dual exhaust on this model, even though they make it look like it should. That's how my dad's is too, because, well, his is a 4th gen, this is the 5th gen, but it still has, like, it doesn't have orange trim on the back, of course, but it still has a trim piece that follows that same line, and it looks like you can take it off and put another exhaust on there if you wanted to, but of course, the mid pipe doesn't line up with that. It only goes to the left. Oh, that would be the right. Yeah. I don't know why the trim on the fender looks glossy, but then the trim on the, like, yeah, because it looks, like, really glossy right here. I don't know, just the way it looks. That pearl white is beautiful, though. This is the only one that's white. Yeah, this is the only one that's white. That might be another reason why it stands out. The only one in this line that is white. I'm trying to think of other variants. They never did another color of the WRX, I don't think. It'd be cool to see a white WRX. But I think the WRX was part of the first wave, and that's why I never got a recolor. But of course, like I said, the second wave vehicles got recolors, except for the Ascent. Did the Ascent get a recolor? I don't remember. But let's move into the older models. These are previous generations, right? This is a 1st gen Crosstrek. This one is a 2nd gen. This is the second gen, right? Not a facelift. I don't think it's a facelift. I think it's the second generation. Mostly because of the taillights. And honestly, I think the rear end on the first gen is ugly. I love the second gen. It's just that here, you know what? I'll open it and I'll explain why. Also, not to mention this blue is kind of eh. Which it's I like how accurate it is. It's just the color itself that's eh. But the rear end looks so bad. I don't know why. And that's just the real car. It's not the model. But don't you think the second gen looks so much cleaner when it's more horizontal rather than just a blob? Because it looks like it's supposed to carry on into the tailgate, but it doesn't. I don't know. Just me. Just me. It looks... And also, I mean, both of them take after the Impreza. Which is funny, because the Forester used to take after the Impreza. And now the Crosstrek kind of takes its place, and the Forester is really its own thing. Like, what? My generation of the Forester, too, was also the last one to take after the WRX. Because I don't think they're related anymore. In terms of, like, chassis and lights. Like, because these are definitely Impreza taillights on both of these. I don't know. But again, I just wish this was a metal flake blue, because this pastel blue is kind of funky looking. Although it does look good with the black trim. Yeah, your headlights, fog lights, black trim around the front. This grille is very crisp. I like it. I just like how the headlights are metal flake too. That's a good touch. And Tomica does the same thing. As I said, these things they're reminding me of a Tomica, and maybe they looked at Tomica for inspiration, but rims look really good on this one. I like how they only did the outside of it and they left that star on the inside, because that's how the real one would be. This one's got some, okay, so that's part of the metal body, but this one is not. And then this and the rear window are part of the metal body, but this quarter pillar is not. Roof racks? I think they all have roof racks. Why would they not? And there's your rear end. Of course, the details are crisp. There's your funky taillights. Trim on the back here, which is fun. Which is why I don't really know. Which is why, well, not that I don't know. It's why I second guess myself to which one is if they're actually a facelift or if they're not. Because like the trim is similar on both of them. The only thing about I kind of like the larger front end better, the larger grille. It's probably just because this one does not have the trim around it. That's why it looks like that. But yeah, everything is much cleaner on the second generation. Like the fog lights, like more like squared off than that. The grills are kind of similar actually. But that's just the fender trim too. And, of course, the rear end. They made the trim on the back a little bit bigger. It looks better. I don't know why they didn't make this black, because I think that's supposed to be black under there, right? There's your Crosstrek. We're filling up here. Hey, you know what? Move the previously looked at ones. Actually, I'll have to bring out the Outback again, but... For this Outback, this is the previous generation Outback. I don't know much on the Outbacks in terms of generations. If I had to guess, I'd say this is a 4th gen. But I feel like that's too high. I feel like this would be a 4th gen. Because the Outback isn't as old as the Forester. But again, I don't know if... Well, I know that for sure, but I just don't know, like, the generations of it. Headlights look good. Grille looks good. trim around the fog lights. You got these rims. I don't know. I think I kind of prefer these rims. Or actually, yeah, the ones that are painted. I like these rims better. They're a little more sporty looking than these. Love this green though. And it's a little different than that green. You can see this one's more of a gray. And oh, this camera focus is really bothering me. Hold on, let me reset it. Okay, let's see if that's better. That's a little better, yeah, because now it's not going to look as gray. This is a little more green, though. This is definitely darker. Or, like, darker in pigment. I don't know, when it comes to the Outback, too, I think the next generation here is a lot more refined in design. I like the grille better. I like the black trim better because it just all flows better. Like, even though there's more black trim and, you know, usually that isn't good, when there isn't a lot, and especially when it, like, goes down like this and it comes back out for the grill, it looks funny. I like how clean it is when it's all connected on the front here. It doesn't have any, like, gaps in it like that, where the grill is, if that makes any sense. Rear end, too, like, the taillights look so... I don't know how to say it. You know, because you got... On this one, the bottom... On this side, the bottom curves up, but on this side, the top curves up. And then you got this gap here. It looks incomplete. I know that's how it was. But I think the newer one looks so much better. Like, the edges are sharper, so it makes it look like it's supposed to look like that. You know, they're sharp, they got angle to them. This one, it kind of just, like, drops off. And it's like, whoa. Actually, I'm surprised at how similar they kept the side of it. They just changed the part that's on the trunk, and I like that. Of course, more black trim on the back here. This, I guess if you do a lot on the front, you have to do a lot on the back to balance it out. But I didn't realize how little there was on the back of this one. You do get roof racks. You do get black trim here and here. This is actually a window this time. That's just my nitpicks on the design. On just what looks cleaner. It doesn't look bad, but then when you put the new one against it, you know, you're bound to like the new one better. It just works. It looks a lot nicer. A lot more refined, I should say. And, oh yeah, something about the new ones. They have this trim on the bottom here, too, which I like the ruggedness of that. And it also looks like it sits higher. The newer one, yeah, the newer one definitely sits higher. I like that. I like that, too. Which is probably why, again, these wheels, you know, you see these wheels and you're like, oh, it sits low. Like, this is like, I guess this is your average, like, you know, old folks, quote unquote, Subaru. Well, this is like the fun Subaru. Yeah, that sits really low. Which, it's accurate. It's like truthfully accurate. And it's not fitting for a Subaru to sit that low, though. Here is the 4th generation Forester. I know that because this is my dad's car. I still like driving mine better. And that's not just because it's mine. It's, well, CVT's a thing, but also I think his car, it's definitely bigger than my car. And it feels bigger to drive, which it's not that big of a difference in looks. And maybe it's the CVT that does it. But like, what am I trying to say? I don't know, like the front end feels thick when you're turning. I can't explain it. I really can't. Moving on. You got nice metal flake red though. I like that. And looking at the front of it, only because there's a real one in my driveway, that this front end looks squished to me. This looks really squished. And maybe that's going off on the fact that I think the front end feels bulky on the real car, that this looks really squished. That's funny. That's funny. Silhouette-wise, it looks really good, and then you look at the front, and that looks really squished. For some, I don't know. I don't know why. It just doesn't look right. Do get nice headlights. Grill. Trim. Fog lights. Which, I think my dad's has fog lights. This is a really interesting design feature, though. The trim starts on the bumper, and then continues on the rocker to the rear bumper. And mind you, it starts right here on the bumper. Like, if we go back to the Outback, you know, it starts on the freaking fog lights. That's not too off. This one, it starts on the grill and goes under. Cross track, again, it starts on the grill, goes under. This one just starts right at the end of the bumper. And that looks so weird. I know it used to, like, on 80s cars, you would see it start higher up on the edge and then go, like, across the door. Like, that is so weird for the start there. I'm really just noticing that for the first time. I'm kind of curious if my dad's is like that. Wait, let me look. Oh, I can't see. It's too close to the house. That's so weird. Taillights look good. The front end looks very well proportioned. I don't know why the front's off to me. I think the fenders... Okay, here. This is what I think. The fenders look like they poke out too far. It's too rounded there. The headlight need to move over a little bit and just give that grille some space. The grille looks like it's the right size. It's just like the headlights feel like they're too close to it. And just don't make these fenders so round. Looks like they're rounded in the front. That looks... I don't know. Taillights look good, though. Trim on the back looks good. Forester, Subaru. Subaru badge. Roof racks. If only they made accessories for the diecast like they do for the real car. You can put like a roof box on it. Like, that'd be so funny. But also, definitely not a bad idea. Oh, and these are the correct rims. My dad does have these rims. Which, honestly, looking at it, this is probably the only car that they tooled these rims for. And lastly, the only promotional model that I don't have any version of, you know, like I have the Foresters. I have 2 different versions of the Forester and 3 different colors. But the Legacy. I think this is the only release of the Legacy. Diecast Car Guru can confirm me on that or not. That this is the only time they released the Legacy. And let's take a look. Now, I think this is a little newer than the Tomica. The most recent Tomica one, at least. But I can still compare them. This is probably my favorite Legacy of the modern era. I still like the old ones, but this might be my favorite. Like, the new one looks like it's trying to be too much. I like the rims on the new one, though. I would probably replace these rims with the new rims. But I think this is the best looking Legacy. You got the bars on the grill, trim, fog lights, headlights, which are actually detailed. It's just hard to tell because it's all silver. Trim on the window. Yeah, I like the new quality too so much better. Well, you get the entire trim, while on the older ones you just get partial, or barely even partial, less than partial. There's your taillights, which again, they don't look incomplete because there's like a little bit of slope to them. You know, a little bit of design to them, which is really what I was talking about here, where it's just like right angles everywhere, and you get a little bit of curve, which looks funny because they're opposite of each other. But this is cleaner than the Outback taillights. Subaru badge, no badging on the back here. Oh no, it does say Legacy right there, and Subaru all-wheel drive right there. Hard to see. Is this the only one that has molded exhaust, though? Because, see, none of them actually have an exhaust molded into the base. It's just on the bumper. Yeah, this one doesn't even have an exhaust anywhere. Cross-track. Oh, okay, I guess that counts. You really can't tell it's there, but... What about the new cross-track? Oh, no exhaust. Oh yeah, the Forester. Oh, it does have it molded there. Oh, so it's all the old ones that actually have it molded to the base, except for the Outback for some reason. Oh, no, they do! Okay. They are there. Wait, so why did they get rid of it on the new ones? So all the older ones actually have an exhaust molded to the plastic base, but the newer ones do not. And this one too, going with the same freaking... Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about in my dad's Forester. Yeah, you can see it right here. The exhaust only exits on the right, but the left, there's a little cover there. Like, there should be another exhaust, but there isn't. They do the exact same thing on the Legacy. They just cover it up. Would it really look that bad if they just smoothed it out? I think that's what a lot of other car brands do. Here, you know what? Right here. Mazda RX-7. Smooth it out. Doesn't look terrible. Except for my detailing is a little messy, but doesn't look terrible. So why does Subaru do it? Why do they think it looks terrible? Mind you, most people probably just wouldn't care. These are awesome pieces, and I really hope this line is not dead. I really hope they're cooking up something. It would be the perfect time to release them now, especially since the entire lineup got redesigned. What a better time to release models than now. They could do so much. The potential is there, but they're just not utilizing it. So, until then, see you all in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye.